Hello students, I am Miss Nabila. This is English Grade 4 lesson. This program is brought to you by City Government of Addis Ababa Education Bureau with collaboration with Addis Media Network. Today, we are going to learn about modal verbs. Students, before that, let us revise our previous lesson. Students, do you remember our previous lesson? Bravo students. Last time, we were learning about helping verbs. Students, helping verbs are also verbs that help the main verb. So, is, are, we can use for present continuous tenses that take ing verbs like walk, walking. We can use what? Is, and are. Here is was and were for past continuous tenses. Here is do and does. We can use them for question and also for negative sentences like interrogative and also to make negative sentences. We can ask starting with do you or do you. We can say, for example, here, or does she. We can make question. And also here we can make negative with adding easily not. Do not or also does not. And we can use for did for past. In here, did also. And also we can use has and have also as helping verbs. Here is. And also as a past, here is had. So students here is, are, was, were, and we can use also do and does and has and also have. Here is, let me give you some example with using different helping verbs. For example, here is she is reading a book. She is reading a book. Students, which one is helping and which one is also a main verb? Bravo students. Is helping verb. Here is the main verb reading. As I was telling you before, is followed by ing verbs. Read, reading a book. This is present continuous tense. And also we can use was, for example. I was playing. We can use I was playing. Here this sentence. Here is as a subject I. Here is as helping verb was. And playing for a main verb. Here is. Let me show you what do and does. Here is, for example, for question, do you like banana? Here is question, do you like banana? Here is, for example, question. Here is do. This is what? Question. Here is, let me make it negative, for example. I do. Here is, look, to make it negative, we can use what? Not. Not like banana. Look, students, here. Here is do as helping verb and followed not. And also here, like as main verb. And also we can use have, has, and also had, and also as a past do and does also did. This was our previous lesson. Students, I hope you all have finished your homework and you were practiced enough this lesson. Let us start today's lesson. Today, we are going to learn about modal verbs. Students, do you know modal verbs? Bravo, students. Modal verbs are also helping verbs. So, after this lesson, students will identify modal verbs and can use them with different way. Students, what is modal verb? Bravo, students. Modal verbs are also a verbs like helping verbs. The difference is modal verbs that show, let me show you here, modal, the title is modal verbs. Look here, students, modal verbs are verbs like helping verbs. The difference is show what? Ability, permission, possibility, and also probability. This is the use of modal verbs that used with also main verbs like helping verbs. Students, let us start with modal verbs. With the first one is permission. Permission. When we said permission, asked permission maybe your teacher and also maybe your parents to do something, to get allowance from somebody. For example, we can use for permission can. Here is can. And also we can use also may to ask a permission for formal way. For example, can I use your pencil with your friends? May I go to bathroom? Like this is asking permission here. For example, here is, let me ask one permission for my friend. Can, here is, I use your pencil. Here is, students, can I use your pencil? Here it is also, we can use may I go to bathroom? Look, students, may I go to bathroom is a very polite and also formal way. Here is, when we said can and may, we can give permission with also may. For example, can I use your pencil? Maybe your friend said maybe what? Yes, you can. Just give you a permission and give you allow for his pencil or her pencil. Yes, you can. Here is also may I go to bathroom? Here is also maybe your teacher said what? Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Look, students, here. Let's get what? Permission with what? Can and also may. Here is. We can use both of them. Ask what? A permission and also give a permission. And also it can be for negative. For example, can I use your pencil? Maybe your friend said what? No, you can't. Maybe he using it, his pencil, or maybe he don't have. Said what? No, you can't. And also you may not. We can use for also negative forms. Let us continue. The next one is, here is ability. Ability. When we said ability is a thing that you can do and that you can perform. For example, speaking, running, writing, walking, reading, and also talking. These are ability that you can do it. For example, if you can speak Afaan Oromoo and also different language like French, maybe Arabic as well, and also English, that is the ability that you can do it. And also reading, that is the ability. For example, when we said ability, we can use can. We can use can. For example, that swimming, for example, if we said swimming, that's the ability that you can do it. For example, can you swim? Can you swim, students? Maybe the answer is yes, I can swim. that is positive ability that you can do it. For example, let me give you example here. Can you swim? Here is, it can be positive or also maybe you can't. Here is maybe, yes, I can swim. And also you can say, no, I can't swim. And also we can use also could as past tense. For example, we can use also with ability could too. For example, let us add, can you speak French? Yes, I can speak French. Maybe you can't. No, I can't speak French. This is ability. This is ability. For example, different types of sport, activities, language. These are also included with what? Ability. These are included what? Different ability for playing football, basketball, running, dancing. These are what? Ability. We can use what? Can you swim? Also asking your permission, asking your ability. For example, I give you example. Yes, I can swim. Can you speak Arabic? No, I can't speak. And also you can say also if you can, yes, I can speak. We can use can, also could for what? Also ability. Let us continue. Here is, the next one is, we can say obligation. Obligation. When we come to here, when we said obligation, that you have to do. We can use what? Must. We can use what? Must. When we come to obligation, maybe your classroom, maybe in the traffic line, and maybe your home. If you are not doing it, you will get punished. For example, if you are not wear seat belt in the car, maybe the traffic police may punish you because you are not wearing your what? Seat belt. That makes you punished by the traffic police. Maybe in the classroom, when you are not doing it, your homework too. For example, we can use here must and also have to. Here is must used for a strong obligation, a strong instruction. For example, here is you must wear seat belt. You must wear seat belt. Look here. We can say you have to finish your homework. Look, students, here we can use have to, and here for strong obligation. What I said? Strong obligation. Maybe your classroom, maybe in the traffic line, maybe also your home. For example, we can add in the traffic line, you must wear seat belt. You must wear uniform. For example, can you go to school without uniform? No, you can't. You must wear your uniform properly. Yes, that's also obligation. That's also regulation from your school. This is, for example, also we can add some example like for must, for example, you must be quiet in the library. You must be quiet where? In the library, because every student are reading in the library, that you can't speak loudly where? In the library. That is a regulation. Also instruction and also obligation. This is must, and you can use also have to. The next one is, here is advice. Advice. We can use should. Students, what is the difference between obligation and advice. Yes, students, when we come to obligation, we can use must. When we come to advice, we can use what? Should. Here is should. This is not a strong suggestion, it's not obligation, and also sometimes an instruction. You are not punished if you are not doing it. For example, this is also recommendation and suggestion. For example, here we can say, you should study hard. You should study hard. This is advice, suggestion. It can be recommendation. You should study hard. When we come to the difference between should and must, that one is a strong instruction and a strong obligation. This one is advice from maybe your mom, your teacher, maybe also your friend. You should speak slowly. We can use add and also more example from what? Advice. Students, we were discussing about what? The first one was permission and obligation, and also here advice, and also what? Ability. Let us continue. The next one is probability and possibility. Like we can use may and might. For example, here is it might rain today. It might rain today. And also, we may play outside. Here is after school. Look, students, this is a probability and a possibility that you are doing it outside. Maybe you are not. Here is, it might rain today. It will rain or not. We don't know. This is what? Probability. It might rain today or not. Here is, we may play outside after school. If we are not finished maybe our homework, we can what? Play outside. We can use what? May and might for possibility and also probability. That is the use of modal verbs and with different stages, with obligation, advice, permission, and also. Students, I hope you all are understand the topic. Let me give you some activities and practice what's the different obligation, advice, and different types of modal verbs, and practice with me. Students, again, stay with me. Don't forget to write your activities with me. Activity 1. Underline the correct modal verb. Here is question number 1. Can you speak Amharic? Here is your choice. Here. And 2, you blank brush your teeth every day. Here is me, and your choices also must. Here is 3, I blank dance. Might, and here is also can. The last question is number 4. we blank wear seat belt in the car. Here is, and also must. Look, students, these are your choice. Let me read the question. Blank speak Amharic, should or can. You blank brush your teeth every day, may, must. I blank dance, might, can. We blank wear seatbelt in the car, may, must. Let me give you for 4 questions, 3 minutes, and we'll practice again together. Students, I hope you all have finished activity 1. Let us practice and let me give you correction together. Here is question number 1. Speak blank, speak Amharic. Speak is an ability. Speak is an ability. I told you before already. We can use can for what? Ability. Speaking, running, dancing, these are ability. Here is Amharic is a language, also an ability. So we can say blank speak Amharic. Can. Can. Here is you speak Amharic. Blank, you speak Amharic. We can add here. Can you speak Amharic? Here is question number 2. You blank brush your teeth every day. You blank your teeth every day. This is sanitation or hygiene that you have to do every day. So this is obligation and also that is must. You must brush your teeth every day. Bravo, students. Question number 3. I blank dance. I blank dance. Dance also, I told you already, it is also ability. It's also what? Ability. We can use can for what? Ability. I can dance. I can dance. Here is question number 4. We blank wear seatbelt in the car. We blank wear seatbelt in the car. Bravo, students here. Must. Maybe there is car accident. We can prevent with wearing seatbelt in the car from car accident also by wearing seat belt in the car. So we can use must. Here is we must wear seatbelt in the car. Question number 3. I can dance ability. You must brush your teeth every day. You must brush your teeth every day. This is obligation and instruction. We can use a strong obligation. Must. Can you speak Amharic? This is also ability. So here is the first activity 1. Let me add one more activity. Activity 2. And also fill the blank spaces with the correct modal verb. Modal verb. Here is question number 1. Tomorrow. You here play outside. Let me give you some choices from you can use from here. Must. Here might. Here can't. 3. We blank listen our teacher. Can't, must. Here is question number 4. You blank study hard. Me should. Here is the questions. Students, let me give you 3 minutes to finish your activity 2, and I'll give you correction and we'll practice together. Students, let us practice these questions together. Here is the first question. It blank rain tomorrow. This question is possibility. Maybe it might or not. So we can use might. It might rain tomorrow. It might rain tomorrow. So question number 2, you blank play outside. You blank play outside. Play is an ability. So for example, but this one is -1. You can't play outside. You can't play outside. Here is question number 3. We blank listen our teacher. Students, when your teachers are teaching in the classroom, what you have to do is listening them carefully. Listening them carefully. And if you have a question, you have to raise your hands and ask a permission to speak, the permission to go out, the permission to take materials from your friends. So this is obligation and regulation from school. So here is must. Let us read together. We must listen our teacher. Bravo, students. Question number 4. You blank study hard. You will blank study hard. This is advice and also suggestion for your friend. You can use what? Bravo, student. Should. You should study hard. You should study hard. When we come to the questions, here is the first one is possibility. It might, what, or not. The first one is ability, but this one is a negative sentence that you can't play where? Outside. Number 3, a strong obligation, instruction, or regulation from your school. You must listen our teacher. Where? In the classroom. So this one is obligation. This one is you should study what? Hard. You should study hard for passing the exam to get more knowledge and practice your lesson. So here is also activity 2. I hope you all have finished. Students, today's lesson was modal verbs. Let me summarize today's lesson. Modal verbs are also verbs. They are helping the main verbs. They show ability, possibility, obligation, advice. We can use different modal verbs. We can use can and may. For what? Bravo, students. Permission. We can use can or may, asking or giving permission. Here is can and may. Can I use your pencil? Can I sit with you? Can I talk to you? Can I ask you question? These are asking a permission, and also is a very, what I told you already, a very formal and also a polite word. Can and may. The next one, we can show ability. We can show ability with can. Here is ability. Here is ability. Speaking, dancing, walking, reading, that show ability. That show ability. And we can use also can't, that you can't do it. And you don't have ability maybe to do that action. Maybe you can't swim. You can't speak Arabic. Maybe you can't dance as well. Here is the next one is we can use for obligation must, and also what? Must and also have to. For what? Obligation and strong instruction and regulation. And the next one, advice, recommendation, suggestion. You can use what? Should. Here is the difference from must is this one is strong. And the next one, you can use possibility and probability, may and might. Students, these all are modal verbs that we can use for show different things. This was today's lesson. Students, let me give you homework and practice more the following questions. Don't forget to take a note. Homework. Underline the correct modal. Here is question number 1. Blank be quiet in the library. Question number 2. Blank you swim. Here is can and should. Here is 3. Blank sunny tomorrow. Can, might. Here you blank take your tablet properly. Here is may and should. Students, this is your homework. Let me read once the following questions. Underline the correct modal verb. Here is you blank be quiet in the library. Blank you swim. It's blank sunny tomorrow. You blank take your tablet properly. Students, this is your homework. Don't forget to try and practice your homework. Parents and guardians, please help them to try their homework. This was today's lesson. I hope you all are understand and practice today's lesson. We will see the next time. Students, goodbye.